We're told that prayer has this incredible power, right? That it can literally bend reality, heal the sick, move mountains, just reshape our entire world. But if that's really true, then why do so many prayers seem to, well, go unanswered? So many of us pray every single day, and it just feels like nothing changes. And honestly, that's the kind of thing that can make you question everything. But what if the problem isn't with prayer itself? And what if it's not about God or the universe ignoring us?
What if the problem is, well, us, the way we're asking? And that's the core idea we're going to dig into today. The thought that the way most of us have been taught to pray might actually be the very thing that's blocking the answer. It's a huge paradox, and it's absolutely fascinating.
So let's talk about this prayer paradox. See, most of us, when we pray from a place of want. You know the drill. Please God, give me this. Please universe, just send me that. And on the surface, that seems totally normal, right? It feels like we're being devout. But there's a hidden trap in there. Just think about it for a second. The very act of begging, of pleading for something, it reinforces the one thing you don't want to reinforce, the fact that you don't have it. Every single time you ask like that, you're basically shouting out into the cosmos, I am in a state of not having this. And that signal has some pretty big consequences.
Okay, so let's break this down. Why does asking this way actually fail? Why does it seem to work against us? It all comes down to a mismatch, a difference between the words we're saying and the signal we're really sending out. And this really illustrates the whole problem perfectly. On one side, you've got your words, right? Please, universe, send me wealth. Sounds good. But then look at the other side. That's your signal. That's the feeling, the emotion you're actually broadcasting. And it's saying, I am in a state of not having wealth. It's a signal of lack, of need, and underneath it all, probably a lot of fear. And this right here is the absolute key. Think of reality, or the universe, as a giant mirror. It doesn't really care about the words you say. It doesn't respond to them. It responds to your signal. It reflects back the state you're in. So if you're projecting a state of lack, guess what the mirror shows you? More lack. The harder you beg, the stronger that reflection gets. And this isn't some brand new idea. Way back in the early 1900s, this amazing metaphysical teacher, Florence Scovel Shinn, she actually gave this a name. She called it adverse prayer. She even said it's basically a form of self-cursing. I mean, think about that. You're literally using prayer to dig yourself deeper into the very hole you're trying to get out of.
And it goes back even further. This idea is ancient. It's right there in the Bible, in James 4. It says point blank, you ask and do not receive because you ask wrongly. Wow. So the problem isn't that you're asking, it's how you're asking. So, if begging doesn't work, what in the world does?
Well, the answer, it turns out, has been hiding in plain sight this whole time. For thousands of years, in fact. It's a really profound shift in perspective. It's a shift from asking to thanking.
So the secret isn't about asking louder or begging more desperately, hoping that some far-off being will finally pay attention. No, the real secret is something way, way more powerful.
It's about giving thanks sooner. It's giving thanks before you even see the result. It's about fundamentally shifting your entire energy from one of wanting to one of already having. And let me tell you, this little shift is the key that unlocks absolutely everything. So, for our purposes, let's call this proper prayer. What is it? It's the act of giving thanks for something before you receive it. You're celebrating it, you're feeling grateful for it as if it's already done. You're not asking for something to happen in the future, you're acknowledging a reality that's already here, right now.
Okay, but how? Right? How does this actually work? How can just being thankful for something you don't physically have yet actually bring it into your life? It's a good question, and it really comes down to two different ways of looking at it, two powerful perspectives.
So on one hand, you've got the psychological angle. When you genuinely feel as if you already have what you want, you literally recalibrate your brain. Your attention shifts. You start seeing opportunities and connections that you were completely blind to before. Then there's the metaphysical perspective. This view says you're aligning your personal frequency or your vibration with the reality you want. You're basically tuning yourself to the right channel, and that draws the desired outcome to you like a magnet.
And what's so cool is that you see the same core idea pop up in so many different traditions. The mystic Neville Goddard, he called it living in the state of the wish fulfilled. Modern law of attraction folks talk about vibrational coherence.
In the Quran, there's the concept of tawakkul, which is this complete and total trust. It's all the same fundamental technology, just spoken in different languages.
Okay, so that's the theory. It's pretty mind-bending, right? But the big question is, how do we actually do this? How do we put it into practice in our daily lives? Well, let's break it down into a super simple daily routine that can genuinely start to transform your reality.
One of the best ways to do this is with a simple journaling method. It's something you can do every morning to really get yourself into that state of proper prayer. Seriously, it only takes maybe 10 or 15 minutes, but the effect it can change everything.
It's just 3 easy steps. Okay, step 1, gratitude. You start with something like, Dear Father, thank you. You give thanks for what you already have and for what you desire, but you thank for it as if it's already here. Step 2, bold asking. Now you ask for more, but you're not begging. You're asking like a beloved child who has no doubt they'll receive it. It's a totally different energy. And finally, step 3, praying for others. You ask for health, for success, for harmony, for the people in your life, again with that same deep knowing that it's already done for them.
So what does this daily practice actually do? It elevates you. It literally lifts your entire state of being into what you could call the God frequency. It's a state that's made up of 3 things: deep gratitude, a joyful openness to receiving, and true compassion for others. When you're in that state, you're not just praying anymore. You are actively becoming the answer to your own prayers.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What if everything you've been asking for, you already have? What if that big shift you've been waiting for isn't something out there that you have to find? What if it's right here, right now, just waiting for you to stop asking and start thanking? What if, in a very real way, you've already got it all?